So I'm just going to kind of ramble tonight. I didn't really have anything that super came to mind talking about in tonight's show. I thought, well, maybe I'll talk about how I haven't been on any dates in a long time. I've seen a lot of that on YouTube. I feel like YouTube is just trash these days. I feel like social media is just trash these days. So much negativity, so much hate towards the genders, toward men to women, women to men. I mean, it doesn't always feel like hate. It just feels like the inability to understand. And I really don't get why we keep raising men and women so differently. I remember when I first started looking up how men and women were different, and I read this one study that said how by the end of our lives, men and women are pretty much the exact same. And think about things the exact same way and understand logic and emotion pretty much the same. And that there was a scientific study that also mapped men and women's brains at all points in their life. And we pretty much respond the same to everything. Yet all these content creators are always talking about how men and women are fundamentally different. And then you also have how you should just look at the person and not look at the gender and judge a person on who they are. At the same time, I don't think we do raise men and women the same. We raise women with a real concern for their emotions, and we raise men with a real concern for their accountability. I feel like we're the ones sabotaging ourselves, because if we raised both genders with concern for their emotions and a concern on accountability, we would have been out of this mess a long time ago. But by the time everyone gets to the age where they're a parent, it's like they've already given up and they've just decided that men are this way and women are this way, and then they end up raising their kids exactly like their parents did. It's a fucking mess, to be honest. I don't get it. But yeah, I haven't been on a date in ages. I just recently got back on the apps. God help me. I get 0 matches. I mean, I'm over 6 foot. I have no money. I got this face card. You know, I've been watching the Whatever podcast occasionally. I'll watch little clips. Andrew Wilson gives himself, I think, a 4. And, you know, I've got this face. I mean, what am I, a 2? So maybe there's no hope for me whatsoever. I just don't even know. And it seems like every single girl I talk to that I find halfway attractive already has a boyfriend or already has kids. Like, is it possible to find a woman that I like without kids? I've even started lowering my standards on looks, right? I'm like, okay, I'm probably a little too vain. Like, I don't need a chick with 2 eyes. I mean, I really don't care. Like, I don't care what she weighs. I mean, a little bit, but I don't care what color she is. I don't care if she has freckles or not. I don't care what color her hair is. Now, the one thing that I think probably won't get along with me at all is just a super hardcore liberal. Because I found that liberals really just do not want to talk about their positions at all when it comes with men. They don't want to talk about why they're liberal at all. They just want you to be liberal. They cannot talk about it at all. So I don't think any liberal would even want to date a conservative or a moderate. Not that I see myself like that, and not that I even want to talk about politics, but if I don't bring it up, somehow it always comes up, and then I just got to keep my mouth shut. And then it's like, why am I even in this relationship? Like, what am I doing? Is my opinion not valid? Do I just have to be in a relationship where I don't ever say what's on my mind? I mean, I think that's it. I mean, maybe it's that I'm just supposed to be grinding right now and the universe doesn't want me in a relationship. Do you guys ever feel like that? Like, just you have something that you're working on in your life and you're not supposed to be in a relationship right now. Because honestly, I feel like I've healed. I feel like I've done the work on myself. I'm very aware. I am responsible. Like I said, I don't have a lot of money right now, but I have a couple of businesses. They're functioning businesses. They're doing better and better. And I'm continuing to grow those. I just want someone who treats me nice like I treat them and just is fun to be around and enjoys being around me and I enjoy being around them. And that's really all I want. But it just doesn't seem impossible in 2026. The last girl I hung out with actually got run over by a car. That was crazy. She was crossing the street in the middle of the day, and a guy who had his license taken away, wasn't supposed to be driving, was drunk. She was crossing on a green light, so she shouldn't have been crossing. He ran over her, and then she was dying in the street, and rather than take her to a hospital, he sped off, and she died in the street. Tragic story. I wish I could say that I had some better end to it, and I hope I'm not killing your mood, but yeah, this just is what it is. And even though the last time we hung out, right before that happened to her, she was being really rude to me, and so I told her I didn't want to hang out anymore. I was still hoping that she would come around and see that she had kind of mistreated me. God, I feel like something is wrong with me. I don't know. But she definitely was interested in me. She definitely liked me, and we had some fun together. But boy, did she have a crazy traumatic life. She had been SA'd more than like 20 times. I don't know what that says about me, but I remember she told me about all of her stories, and I was listening one night, and then I was like, well, let me tell you about some of my stories. And she immediately just turned to me with a big smile and was completely serious and said, what problems have you had, white man? Just like that. I was like, what the F? Like, why are you treating me like this? Like, I've had problems. Like, I had a highly narcissistic mom, and she stole money from me and passive aggressively, like, tried to manipulate me into taking my own life once, as fucked up as that sounds. And now I'm just kind of like dead inside to her. So that relationship is over. And my father, who I had a really rough childhood with due to abuse, because I wanted to be close to a parent, I I kept talking with him as I got older in life, and at a certain point he just kind of knelt before me and apologized for everything he did and was inconsolable. And I told him basically, like, because you're saying it in this way to me, I can see that you're being authentic. I can see that you mean it. And we became best friends. And then a year later, he died in a plane crash. What does that say about me? I mean, if you believe in any kind of spiritual thing, but life goes on. I mean, these are definitely first world problems. I got plenty of food. I got a shelter over my head, at least for now. So I'll stop throwing a little pity party for myself. Well, this felt good. This felt like me sharing this felt kind of good. So I don't know what I'm going to title this video, but I hope whoever watches this enjoys it, and you leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And I'll be back at you guys mañana. Have a great night. Peace.